Instant match reaction, West Ham won, Everton won at the Olympic Stadium. Not the greatest game of football from Everton. An okay result, I suppose, in the end. But like I said, not the best performance by the Blues. I think we struggled for an awful lot of the game. I think we struggled in midfield, especially in the first half. We were really, really poor. We were outrunning midfield. I think we were outworked and we were outplayed, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously, West Ham going 1-0 up, through a set piece. Hadn't scored an header this season. Get a set piece against Everton, score an header. And we done well to react. It only took us a couple of minutes and Dominic Calvert-Lewin got the equaliser. And that obviously, was a positive thing going into half time. But like I said, most of all, we were overrunning the midfield there. I think today, the both wingers were poor in the first half. Bernard, couldn't find his feet on the ball. He was giving the ball away. He couldn't get his runs on the opposition like he was used to doing, like he's used to doing against West Ham United. Theo Walcott was really, really poor as well. No end product from Theo. I don't care. For me, when he has that opportunity where Luca Dean puts the ball across the box and Dom just about misses it just before West Ham scored their opening goal, their first goal, and Theo Walcott, gets a touch on it, and it's made to seem like Theo Walcott can't do much better. For me, he should be doing an awful lot better in that situation. He's a professional footballer who's been in the game for a long, long time. He is an experienced footballer. He should have the know-all. He should have the experience to take that ball down and not just hit it first time, not just rush and get something on it and ultimately, it be a poor touch and it's an easy save for the goalkeeper. He should have the brains to take that down and hit that, or to hit it with enough power first time that it troubles the goalkeeper, but he doesn't. It's really, really poor for me from Theo Walcott, and I thought he had a poor game today. Obviously, going into the second half, 1-1 again. I think the midfield were better. I think Fabian Delph had a better second half than he did the first half. I thought he was really, really poor in the first half. But again, we struggled to control the ball. We struggled to put our foot on it. West Ham were physical. They were battling. They were winning the ball in midfield, and I think we just struggled all day, to be perfectly honest with you. It was quite a frustrating performance. It wasn't the greatest performance. It wasn't the worst result in the grand scheme of things. Going away from home and drawing a game, isn't the worst result. Obviously we could have lost. It was good that we got back into the game. It was good that we reacted, but I just think going forward we didn't create enough. I think the forward players were sloppy all day. Obviously a big chance for Moise Keane today, getting a start. The Premier League game, had about 70 minutes and I just don't think he done enough. He ran around and he worked hard and he got himself about, but for me, he just ran out of position a few too many times. He was winning the ball back at the edge of our box when he should have just been staying in his natural position as a striker and running off plays. He was getting about too much. And to be fair, the service to him wasn't brilliant either. Same with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the service wasn't brilliant all day. Obviously the corner that was ultimately tipped on by Mason Holgate that won us the goal. It's a good header by Dominic Calvert-Lewin and it's a good tip on, to be fair. I thought Mason was probably our best player. Really, really solid all day. Dealt with everything that he needs to deal with. Obviously got the flick on, got the assist for the goal. And at the end of the day, again, I'm going to say it, I feel like I'm saying it every week, VAR has done us over once again. We've been screwed over by another decision that has been made by officials, because what referees are doing in this Premier League is they are determining the results of football matches and the outcomes of football matches. That is absolutely a red card in every single sense of the imagination. There is no way that that's not a red card. It's off the ball's nowhere near him, he's standing in front of him and he actively throws his head backwards and catches Mason Holgate on the nose. How is that not a red card? Andre Marino once again proving that he is a waste of time, an absolute waste of time and a waste of energy. He shouldn't be refereeing Premier League football matches. And again, VAR's looked at him and gone, who is it against? Oh, it's against Everton. Oh, it doesn't matter, just leave it. It's not a red card. It's absolutely a red card. I don't give a fuck if West Ham were done over last week, in a situation where they might, they maybe should have had a goal in the last 5 minutes. It's irrelevant. It does not matter anymore. That is absolutely a red card. And I know it was in the last 15 minutes and it mightn't have drastically changed the outcome of the game, but if, West Ham go down to 10 men and we're at the final 10 minutes, it gives Everton a little bit more confidence. It allows us to break forward a little bit more. They don't have as many players, obviously, to win the ball in midfield, to battle there. That lad that come on was battling and that's what he was doing, and he threw that headbutt and he should have been sent off, and it's an absolute disgrace that he wasn't sent off. Once again, we've been let down by corrupt referees in a corrupt league, and that's all this Premier League is. It's just corruption every single week, and it's done us over once again. But listen, I think we massively, we struggled today. I think we struggled without Richarlison. We missed Richarlison. We missed his movement. We missed his pace. We missed his ability on the ball as well. But, like I said, it wasn't the greatest performance. It wasn't the greatest result. But it wasn't the worst result either. There was definitely positives in there. A good half for Anthony Gordon, definitely a half that he needed. Obviously, you know, we've been calling for him to get involved in games. We've been calling for Carlo Ancelotti to use him, and obviously come on at half time. And I thought he done well on the ball. He was getting himself about. He was doing his defensive duties well, and you know, he was breaking forward a couple of times. And maybe he just needs to work on his decision making a little bit more and what he does with the ball in that final third. But overall, I thought, you know, it was a positive performance from Anthony Gordon. But you know, for the rest of the lads, I think they need to do better. Certainly the centre midfield in the first half, I think it's very, very clear, you know, the player that we need to bring in as soon as possible is a creative midfielder. We just don't have any creative midfielders whatsoever in this squad, and we lacked that creativity again today. You know, we didn't control the ball, you know, well in the midfield, and when we were breaking forward, we weren't creating enough chances and enough golden chances, and ultimately, you know, that's why we didn't get the 3 points. But you know, we move on, don't we? We've got Newcastle on Tuesday, of course. Not a lot of time to rest, not a lot of time to think about it. It's not the worst result after not a good performance, to be perfectly honest with you. So we've got to go out there on Tuesday and get the 3 points against Newcastle at Goodison, and then obviously we move on. But yeah, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.